Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to our beloved doctor, Dr. Shukri. Today, our group will present snake game system. But firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Ashraf bin Roslizam, and my matrix number is S57794, and my teammates Nurul Sharafana and Zuliani. Okay, firstly, for this system, we will go through about the problem statement. Okay, the problem is to design a snake game which provides the following functionalities. First, the snake must appear to move around the screen. Snake can move in a given direction when it eats the food. The length of the snake increases. When snake crosses itself, the game will over. Food will be generated at given interval. The snake never stops moving until it game over. Okay, the main classes that can be used are first snake game, second game frame, and the last one is game panel. Then I will move to the next slide. Okay, next, the objective for the system. First, create a snake game will have all the functionality of traditional snake games. Introduce multiplayer functionality in the game, allow several players to play simultaneously. Represent the classic snake games as an inbuilt game feature in the most of the leading handsets, like Nokia. Last, learn to improve player focus as they play focusedly to make sure they not lose.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. My name is Nur Sharafana binti Muhammad Sawi and my matrix number is S58473. As we can see in this slide, we will discuss about proper solution in this assignment. At the beginning, there are dots in the screen where the dots is randomly located. If the snake hits the dots, a new point will appear on the screen and be placed randomly. The length of the snake increases as the snake hits the dots. So, as we can see here, is the code assignment for apple element and snake element. This is the scene before the game start and the scene after the game start. As we can see here, score is increasing as the game goes forward. Next proposition is if the player wants the snake to go up, then the player must press up key. Next, if the player wants the snake to go down, then the player must press down key. Other than that, if the player wants the snake to go right, then the player must press right key. Lastly, if the player wants the snake to go left, then the player must press left key. Here is the code segment of movement element. As we can see in this code segment, firstly, if direction is not equal to R, which is right, then the direction is equal to L, which is left. Secondly, if direction is not equal to L, which is left, then direction is equal to R, which is right. Thirdly, if direction is not equal to D, which is down, then the direction is equal to U, which is up. Lastly, if the direction is not equal to U, which is up, then the direction is equal to D, which is down. Here is the scene before the snake went out and the scene after the snake went up. Next is the scene before the snake went down and the scene after the snake went down. This is the scene before the snake turned right and the scene after the snake turned right. Lastly is the scene before the snake turned left and the scene after the snake turned left.
Next, if the snake hits itself, then game over. This is the code segment for the collision element. This is the scene before and the scene after. For the scene before, the snake hits itself, and the scene after, the game will be game over. If the snake hits the border, the game over. This is the code segment for each border. If the head touches left, right, top and bottom border, they will be resulting to false, which is game over. This is the scene for the snake hits left border. This is the scene before and after the snake hits right border. This is the scene before and after when the snake hits top border. Lastly, this is the scene before and after when the snake hits bottom border. If the game is over, then the total of score will come out. This is the code segment for total score. As you can see here, the total score will appear on the top of the screen.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Zuliani binti Zulkifli and my metric number is S59446. And based on the slide, I am going to be presenting on game code. Here is the Snake Game main class. So this is game frame class where we have import javax.swing.jframe. Next, we have a class for game panel where we have 5 import, java.awt.star, java.awt.event.star, javax.swing.star, java.util.random, and lastly javax.swing.panel. On the right side, we can see the declaration on the screen game layout, and then we have two array X and array Y. Then we have a few variables to be used in this game. Next, this is also for the game layout, but more on the snake and the apple. And this one is the continue for the previous slide, which this one designed for the score. And here we got two method new apple and method move. Method new apple is to locate the apple randomly after being eaten by the snake, and method move is to move the snake whether up, down, left or right. Next we have method check apple and method check collision. Method check apple is to check whether the snake have already eat the apple or not. If the snake have already eat the apple, the body part will increase. The apple eaten will also increase. The apple eaten is actually a score for this game. And then method check apple will call method new apple to locate another apple in the screen. Next, we have method check collision. This method is being used to check whether the snake hit its body or the head touch left border or head touch right border. And then we check either the snake head touch top border or the snake head touch bottom border. And then on the right side we have method game over. This method is to calculate the score and how the score and game over being displayed on the screen. Next we have method action perform. In this method, we will call method move, method check apple, and method collision. Then we have another class called myKeyAdapter, and in this class also have its own method, which method key press. In this method, we use switch and have 4 cases. The first case is keyEvent.vk underscore left. Case 2 is keyEvent.vk underscore right. The third case, we have keyEvent.vk underscore up. And the last case is keyEvent.vk underscore down. Next, I will be presenting on flowchart for this project. For flowchart, the first step is we will plan the game layout and then we will declare variables. When the game starts, the boolean running is true. And if boolean running is true, the game will start on building the snake body. If the boolean running is false, the game cannot be played. When the game is done on building the snake body, the apple will appear on screen in random position. And then we will have another loop for the snake direction, whether it's up, down, left or right. And this loop will decrement by 1. Next, we have method check apple and method check collision. In method check collision, we have one loop and the loop is decrement by 1. After that, we will have a plan for game over graphic. Next, we have method for action perform. In this method, we will call a move, method check apple and method check collision. Lastly, we have class key adapter. We use switch that have 4 keys. Case 1 left, case 2 right, case 3 up, and the last case is down. And the flowchart end. Thank you, and that's all from our group, and we will end this presentation with a demonstration of the game.